Hello and welcome to another video on functions. This is part 2, leading on from my original functions video, and this one is on arrow functions that were introduced during ES6. And this is just a more sleek way of actually making functions, and it is quicker, shorter, and some programmers prefer to use it in their code. So let's just get on with this and actually make a clone of our original function and use the ES6 syntax for arrow functions. So the way you actually make it is use let message equals. So that's just essentially basically declaring the variable. Then what we do different is that we have brackets here, and what this does is that you hold your parameters. So in the case of two parameters, there are three different cases which we'll go through. In the case of two parameters which we obviously had a default one, which is stranger. You can still use default parameters, then separate it with a comma as usual, then have age. And then what you do here is you have an arrow instead, and if your code is on multi-line, then you use curly brackets and you basically just have the code that you want to execute in here. If it's not multi-line and it's on the same line, what you can just do is just have it straight without any curly brackets, so it's just easier. There is another case where, let's say we get rid of, so actually wait, let's just get rid of this, save it, and let's see what comes up in our console. So reload this. Actually, let me go live first. Let's see what comes up in our console. My computer's a bit slow today for some reason. So the same thing is the same thing that you get in your console. You've got the function name here, let message. You've got the parameters that you want, and you want the code that you want to execute over here. And preferably would want this on multi-line, but if it wasn't multi-line, then you can, let's say, just have it like this without any curly brackets. Now let's get rid of the age parameter. And just have it like this. Obviously this is much shorter, and instead, actually let me try and zoom out this time so that you can actually know it's too small. But let's say we only had one parameter, and let's get rid of the default parameter and just keep it like this. So now everything looks shorter. It is much shorter than the normal functions, and some people just prefer it like this. But instead of having brackets around one parameter, instead what you can just do is just get rid of these brackets like that. So you just have let message equals the parameter, which is name, and this signifies that it's a function. Then you do what you need to do and you console log hey name, which name is Salmane. But what if you have 0 parameters? And let's get rid of this, and you just want to console log hey. Well, in that case, it's not like where you have 0 parameters, you have 0 brackets. You still need brackets, but it's empty. So that's pretty much what happens. You just have hey, and as you can see from this example, you can see how short it is. You can see why programmers prefer it and why I sometimes prefer it. Although sometimes it is better to use function. Well, not better, but in terms of readability, it is better. But arrow functions are just quicker and shorter to do. So that's it. It's a short video. I just wanted to separate this into two videos because it would be easier to understand, and instead of making one really long video and filled with loads of information, just split it so that you're not bombarded with a lot of examples. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next video.